miss you guys so, so much. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are safe, and I hope you are enjoying yourself. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. This week, every single grade level is working on artworks that are inspired by Charley Harper. All that means is that we're going to look at Charley Harper and we're going to kind of get some ideas from him and from the artworks that he makes. So, Charley Harper was an artist that painted nature, so outdoors, and he made a lot of posters that showed these nature things for parks and different groups that were all about nature and wildlife. So he would make these things by breaking down objects into small shapes and lines, and we're going to talk about those here in just a minute. Right here, we see Charley Harper painted some water bugs. These are bugs that would sit on top of the water. And then we see a couple birds here. Birds were a big, big thing that Charley Harper actually painted a lot of. I think probably because they were small and because they were easy to break down into these simple shapes. Here's some more artworks that we see that Charley Harper has made. So when we look at these, once again, we see a lot of bugs and a lot of birds. There are some other animals. We see a deer here. I think there might be something here. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but once again, a lot of birds. This is an example of one of the posters that he made for Sierra Range, which is a national park. I want you to just take a minute and kind of look at these pictures, and I want you to talk about what kinds of shapes do you see in these birds and bugs. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to think about that, talk about that. What shapes do you see in these artworks? So when I look at this, the most simple shape I see is circles. So these ladybugs right here, we see a lot of circles. Oh, sorry. We see a lot of circles here. We see four big red circles and then some little black circles. And then we see simple lines on their legs. So that's pretty easy. I see lots of shapes that are kind of like triangles, not exactly, but very, very close. This is very close to a triangle. It does not have the straight sides, but we see that it kind of looks like a triangle right here. We see some triangles. We see triangles in the beaks. When we see all of these birds, they all look like they have triangles in their beaks. We see ovals. The shape of the beetle here is like an oval. The beetle here is like an oval. This body of maybe a bee or a hornet is an oval. We see ovals and circles in the wings here. Then we see some rectangles. So don't you see how all of these are made just using simple shapes? So what we're going to do with our project is we are going to learn how to draw leaves and bugs like Charley Harper. So we're going to look, I'm going to have these pictures. These are a little bit bigger than what we looked at before. Some new ones, some that are the same from the other pages. But once again, we see a lot of circles. We see some ovals, another circle. Shapes once again that are similar. This one actually kind of looks like a raindrop for the leaves, or not leaves, I'm sorry, for the wings. And then once again, we have these long triangle-like shapes for the leaves that are around this bee or that hornet. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give you some pictures to look at that are going to help you learn how to draw bugs and leaves like Charley Harper. Remember, you can do this on paper, you can do this on cardboard, you can do this in a notebook. just please try to use a pencil so that if you make a mistake, you can erase it. We always want to try in pencil first so that we can fix anything that we might mess up on, because this is our first time doing this. So if we mess up a little bit, that is just fine. So take a look at the next video or the next slides that show you how to draw like Charley Harper.